Hello, everyone. My name is Shaleen Porwal. I'm a positive psychology practitioner and a certified digital wellness educator. For quite some time, I have been reading and witnessing a shift in the human behavior whereby we are giving too much attention and time to our digital devices. One specific area of my interest is the impact of our digital habits on our relationships with self, others, and our children. So, with the solution focused approach, I was gravitated to the Digital Wellness Institute, an education and training body dedicated to equipping humans with skills for achieving a more positive digital culture. Based on my training at DWI, today I will be addressing the what, how, and why of the challenges to stay in control of our digital well being. And then we will discuss practical and research driven strategies to take what is ours, that is, a choice to live a flourishing life. Recently, there has been a drastic increase in digital devices, applications, softwares, digital platforms, Internet of Things, and the like. With the advent of a global pandemic, our work, education, shopping, entertainment, etc., in a way, our entire life has shrunk on our digital devices. Researchers have shown that because of this usage pattern, we are picking up a lot of unhealthy habits that are not helpful for our well being at all. Well, the situation is that the notifications that we receive on our devices draw a lot of our attention to keep checking our phones and devices, and they are a constant source of digital distraction. Psychologically speaking, we have conditioned our brain. It is a new Pavlovian era where even if there isn't a notification on our phone, just the sound of it makes us check our phone. Researchers have shown that mere presence of our phone impacts cognitive functions of our brain, and we tend to become less mindful of our environment and situation. To make matters worse, we unknowingly start ignoring our loved ones. And there is an actual word, which is called phubbing. That means the practice of ignoring one's companion in order to pay attention to one's phone or other devices. Now, phubbing effect also gives rise to a vicious cycle of being alone together. This means that when one person is phubbing, due to our evolutionary need to connect, they are making other person to seek connection elsewhere. Therefore, the other person also seeks connection through their digital devices. And then the moments of real world connections are lost. Now, this is such an antithesis of the decades of hard work done by well-being scientists and researchers who have shown that deep, intimate relationships are the number one predictor of human happiness. To give you a little bit of more perspective into phubbing, let's watch this video. Well, this video tells a good lot about our unknown habit of phubbing. Now, let us have a look at other ill effects of our digital habits. Number one is environment. For example, in our home, our kids are always watching us and our behavior. And according to many psychological researchers, it has been shown very well that kids learn our behaviors very easily and quickly. They watch adults very carefully. Number two is our mental health. When we feed ourselves the information posted by so many people on social media, we tend to do what is called as social comparison. It is the process through which people come to know themselves by evaluating their own attitudes, abilities, and beliefs in comparison with others. Number three is our physical health. While we are on our digital devices for a prolonged duration, it starts building up what is called tech tension in our body. It is identified by muscle aches, soreness, or pain, and is noted after working on the computer or other digital devices, often around the neck and shoulders. Now, the first question is, how do we give so much attention to digital devices? Well, it turns out that there is a whole new system of economics known as attention economics, which is an approach to the management of information that treats human attention as a scarce commodity and applies economic theory to solve various information management problems. In other words, attention economy asserts that human attention has become a scarce resource and a valuable commodity. Well, to give you a perspective of our attention as a commodity, let us run down through an average day. We start our day by listening to news, which is usually negative. So to change our thoughts, we listen to a podcast or watch a motivational video. And that often piques our interest into researching about a topic that we like from there. And then we are reminded that we have to do some online shopping because of this sale and that sale. And by the time you finish first half of the day, it's lunchtime already. So you open an interesting video to watch while eating food. Then we embark onto finishing our remaining half of the day by working online, which is again on digital devices. By late evening, we give an excuse to ourselves to unwind our day and to de-stress. And to do that, we watch cute or funny videos or even aimless scrolling on social media apps. And finally comes the night. And before going to bed, we watch a yoga video or a meditation and do that search online, thereby giving all our residual attention to our digital devices. And yeah, the uncountable WhatsApp messages we kept on exchanging the whole day. Yes, that includes as well. Well, this thing might sound a bit exaggerated. However, the truth is that we are following more or less similar digital patterns. There must be some truth to so many artistic videos, images, and memes that we keep seeing and ignoring that show that humans are clutched to their digital devices. So the next question is, why are we demonstrating this behavior? It's a simple reason, because there are behavioral scientists who are working behind all those digital applications. There's a good amount of computer engineering that is done to maximize our attention. Because of the data that we use, it is being collected, and then they design the program accordingly to give us recommendations. Psychologically speaking, the design is such that when we use our digital devices and applications, we receive a lot of dopamine, which is a neurotransmitter in our brain that activates reward systems. In other words, it is a feel-good hormone. For more details, you can consider watching this movie, The Social Dilemma, which is a docudrama explaining the entire process of our behavior and our relationships with digital devices. So here is that attention that we kept missing to give to the real world. So what to do from now? Here on, I'll be, as a digital well-being practitioner, I will help you deconstruct the solutions for a sustainable journey. First step, let's learn basic definitions that we will need to start working on our journey. The first one is digital well-being, which is the optimum state of health, personal fulfillment, and interpersonal satisfaction that each individual using technology is capable of achieving. This serves as a gentle reminder to us and to our attention. The next one is digital flourishing, which is a term coined by Digital Wellness Institute and is defined as a mindful approach to digital technology usage that supports our thriving in different areas of life. This approach empowers us to take advantage of the benefits of technology while avoiding associated harms. We will be using this as our guiding principle throughout the subsequent communications today. And lastly, digital wellness, which is defined as a way of life while using technology that promotes optimal health and well-being with which we interact with ourselves, our environment, our loved ones, and our children. This is what we are going to work upon today. Well, as we are discussing today, I am reminded of a very famous essay topic that I used to learn about and write things about in my childhood, which is science is a good servant, but a bad master. And the good news is that control is still with us. So the first thing that we need to do to demonstrate in our journey of well-being in the digital world is compassion. Yes, it's a self-compassion. We have to keep this in our mind. That is very important to understand that we are in an unhelpful habit loop. And to come out of this, we need to take one helpful step at a time. We also need to understand that it is not happening to us alone and that there are many humans who are affected by it. However, with good intention and attitude, we all can work towards helping each other and come out of this habit. Further, we also need to understand that there isn't one universal solution. We all will have our own unique plans that will work for us. With this healthy mindset, it makes it easier to work on our journey of becoming a better version of ourselves. Next up, we can have a reasonable frame of understanding about technology and devices that they are not to be discarded. I mean, they were actually invented for a good cause. We need to understand them as a portion of daily essentials. Instead of thinking them as calories, we can think them of as vitamins. One more helpful strategy that we can adopt is that of a tool mindset. That is, digital devices and internet are there for us to use as a tool or a machine like we have in our home. Dishwasher, vacuum cleaner, coffee machines, things like this. Because we can keep our digital devices in pocket or bag, it does not mean that we need to take it out and keep using it most of the times. We can use it on a need basis. Next up, I'm sure that you might have heard of this famous saying, diamond cuts diamond. So it turns out that technology has solutions, and there are many helpful tools that can record our digital consumption daily. For example, Google Digital Wellbeing, Apple Screen Time, Digital Nutrition, Rescue Time, Habit Lab, and like. Using these helpful technical solutions, it will give us a reality check as our first step to change. And last but not the least, please switch off all those notifications that you know are definitely not helping you in gaining back your attention. Yes, we have the power. All right, now we can have a look at some of the effective ways of increasing our attention and well-being. First up is mindfulness. Mindfulness is defined as the awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally, in the service of self-understanding and wisdom. Mindfulness is a very well-researched and practiced strategy for increasing our well-being levels. By extension, we can apply it to regulate our digital habits. Besides, it also helps us manage anxiety, reducing our stress levels, and also helps us in focusing. Initially, it might be a little bit tough, but with practice, we can develop the capability of better decision making and emotional regulation, which are much needed in this rapidly changing digital landscape. Next up is active constructive communication. which is actually defined as those experiences or personal views and feelings which are communicated in relationships. Whenever you are with someone, try to be fully present with them and listen carefully and authentically. When discussing on a matter, you may try to ask questions that are relevant to the topic that is being discussed at the time and may help the speaker felt supported. Maintaining eye contact speaks a lot about your attention, and the speaker feels that they are being listened to. This strategy is a golden rule when you are talking to your children because they are very smart to identify if you are paying attention to them or not. And with that, they take cues from your expressions and build trust in you accordingly. These practices provide us an active social support system, which improves well-being of individuals in relationships and also buffers against mental health challenges. Next is physical movement. We need to strive to move our bodies every day, and we must do whatever we can in our capacity. Ideally speaking, walking in nature is a big game changer in your health. When you walk in the vicinity of natural environments, it provides us with sunlight, which is very much helpful to regulate our moods and also draws our attention to what is happening in nature. For example, plants, animals, birds, etc., which are shown to be very effective in regulating our emotions. However, if it is not possible to go outside, then try to do basic stretching and yoga at home. Please do not exert yourself and let it not be a painful experience. Always stay consistent. Doing every day a small amount of physical work is more important than one day of heavy lifting and not doing anything at all for days together. Finally, put that technology to use and quantify your workouts, exercises, and movements. Your technology will do the work for you by analyzing all the data, and at the end of the week, you can have a quick glance of data to see your progress. Lastly, always remember that do not compare yourself with others. It is your own journey, your own personal growth from this situation, and you will have your own unique pattern for your wellness. There is one more thing which I learned at the Digital Wellness Institute, and I want to tell you is about a philosophy of digital minimalism, which says that in this philosophy you focus your online time on a small number of carefully selected and optimized activities that strongly support things you value, and then happily miss out on everything else. It is driven by the need for utility, value, and greater intention. It is very important here to mention that digital minimalism does not believe in becoming anti-tech. Instead, it adopts a pro-healthy tech approach. The usage of technology is actually focused for best purposes and removing any technology which is not helping us in flourishing. Here are some additional recommendations for you. First, take small steps to change. Brain does not like to start something new all at once, but when you start something new with gradual speed, the brain will like to take the momentum going. It is in those tiny habits that you change for good will actually lead up to the big ones in life. Second, when you include your family into this new habit of creating a healthy digital culture in your environment, create digital boundaries with right intention. It then becomes a shared responsibility for all members. I understand that we as parents have a role to play for modeling our behavior, but when you discuss all these learnings that you are taking from here today with your teens and tweens, I'm sure that they will understand the reasoning behind this change. And because of that, it then will gradually become a teamwork instead of being a directive. Ultimately, it will enhance the relationship for both of you. Always remember the right to disconnect, which is defined as a proposed human right regarding the ability of people to disconnect from work and primarily not to engage in work-related electronic communications such as emails or messages during non-work hours. In the interest of the well-being of people, it has been implemented as a legislation in countries like France, Italy, Slovakia, Philippines. By extension, you can adopt to exercise your right to say no to always on culture and take charge of your own digital habits and focus on what is really meaningful and gives you true happiness. I hope that this discussion will be helpful in your digital wellness journey. Let me review the key points quickly for you. We discussed what is the current digital behavior landscape that we are following. Then we looked at what are some of the responsible factors that are usually unknown to us, like attention economy, activation of reward systems. Then we looked at what are some of the effects of this digital behavior on our relationships, mental health, environment. Next, we established few strategies to make your journey better, like mindfulness, physical movement, digital habits, digital minimalism, digital culture, and right to disconnect. I'm presenting you here with some additional resources so that it will help you in your digital wellness goals. Here are some books, articles, digital tools, and videos. With this slide, I wish to show my gratitude to the trainers at Digital Wellness Institute who have helped me to have a good grasp of the concepts and empowered me to propagating the human flourishing goal. Let us all stay connected and may you have a flourishing life in this digital world. Thank you.